And just a few final comments on the simulation. So if you're simulating with this, as I said, with the link to OPC, kind of UA link to, OPC DA link to FluidSim, there is separate licenses and separate software that you have to download, okay? So I do cover some of that in some of my OPC videos, but just note that it'll only work with the simulated PLC, that virtual PLC that you can download from Codesys, okay? So again, I do a video just on using this virtual PLC, and then that links into my OPC videos as well, and it links into, you know, having this system tray here as well. That's that virtual PLC that links to this one. Unfortunately, well, I haven't seen a way that if you put in your actual hardware for the PLC, how you could maybe go into simulation mode, go into your simulation mode and then try and simulate it in FluidSim. I haven't been able to do that. If anyone does figure it out, do let me know. As far as I can see, it just has to be done with this control win, this virtual PLC. Now, if you are doing the other way of simulating, where we used, the image pool and we did the HMI simulation, you can do it through this method, or with actually having the hardware, the actual PLC that you're using, and just going into simulation mode and then going through the steps that we've seen in this video. So you can do it with actual hardware, which is good because then you can actually put in your, where it's wired in. At the moment, I haven't said any wiring for this because this is just a virtual PLC. So that would be something that you would have to do, once you've tested this code, you'd have to go back and put in your wiring values, whether it's going into the input, what input pins and what output pins are going into the hardware. So, you don't have that with this. So that's just a couple of kind of closing comments just to pick up on. The control win, this virtual PLC works with this system tray and allows you to do the OPC communication in here. It'll also work with the HMI screen that we've seen previously to simulate it. If you put the hardware that you're actually using, you won't, well, as far as I can see, you won't be able to do the connection across, but you'd still be able to do the HMI visualization, debugging of it as well. So it just depends on what you're used to, what software you've downloaded, what licenses you have, and what you're able to do with it. So nice couple of videos there of a in-depth walkthrough of a nice complicated enough sequence. Hopefully you have found it useful. It shows you how to keep the ladder logic sequential and a couple of nice simulation and debugging tools for it. So any comments, feel free to drop them in.